Hello and welcome, my friends. This week's topic is called What in the World? But before I get into that, I have an announcement. So, this week I'm rolling out my very first full course. It's called Unblocking the Divine Creative. I'm very excited about this because I spent a lot of time on it. This was based on a short presentation that I did not long ago, but I wanted to go deeper into it. I think as you awaken, you start realizing that, creativity is a big part of your life. And not just in art projects or music or whatever you're creating at the time, but in fact connecting with source in all areas of your life. So I think this would be a great course for anybody who might be interested. Just visit my website or drop me an email and I can send you a full course curriculum. Hey, it's fun, it's affordable, I think you'd really like it. Oh, did I mention? My name is Paul and this is Path of Ascension. Okay, so when you first awaken and you start realizing that you're not your ego self, and you start seeing glimpses of that true self that you really are, and you begin to see sort of a oneness with nature and with other people and with the universe, and at the same time you're seeing a big separation between what you're feeling inside and what that experience is and what's going on out in the world. So then you go in this process of self-care and trying to weed out all the crap that's within you from all these years of abusing yourself or allowing others to abuse you. So then naturally there becomes this sort of time where you really need to take care of yourself, and you really need to go, wow, I was really judging myself and I was really holding myself back because of things I'd done in the past or fears I had in the future. Well, now that you're sort of lifted all that, it's really about self-care, and it's really about trying to find your place in the world, right? Well, at the same time that you're doing this, what's happening is you're pretty much ignoring the rest of the world. You don't really pay attention to what's going on. And at a certain point, maybe you're feeling pretty good about yourself. You've got some program, or you're feeling like you're in service, and you sit up and go, what the hell is going on with the rest of the world? Yeah, there's a trigger warning. Every time I bring up something that ascended souls might be guilty of, somebody gets triggered, but I wanted to give you the heads up. So here's where the problem comes into play. You're spending a lot of time on yourself. You're doing everything you can to spiritually grow. And outside of the people that you come in contact with, because hopefully you're spreading some light there, the rest of what's going on in the world kind of gets ignored because that's just not where you're at anymore. We listen to channelers, and we listen to videos, and we keep our eye on the things that are positive, which is all good. But at the same time, you can't deny that there are a lot of negative things out there as well, and some of them are aimed at the spiritually awakened. And what I'm trying to say here is that not every website that you go to that seems to be for your spiritual own good is necessarily going to be. And this is where you really need to get grounded. I know a lot of people want to open their third eye. I get a lot of questions about that. A lot of questions about, transferring themselves out of their body. We're earthlings, okay? We're put here for a reason. And one of the reasons is to experience what it is to be an earthling. And that being the case, you don't ignore your mind, you don't ignore your feelings. You use those tools that you're given to make things better in the world. How are you going to make things better if you're not paying attention to it? See, I think I just triggered myself. So just let me interject something here. Before I made this video, I made note after note, and this video probably could have gone on for about 6 hours. So I pared it all down, and now I'm not even looking at the notes because, the crux of what I want to mention here is to do any real good in the world, we need to be able to stay grounded. You can have your psycho trips and go every which way and DMT and whatever you want to do. But the bottom line is, if you're going to make an effect in the world, you need to stay grounded to the world at the same time. Let me give you a quick example of what I mean. You look how we've been really separated as a country. Very liberal and very conservative, and kind of a strange middle, not knowing which way to go. And so us spiritual people, we just kind of pull out of the whole thing and just ignore it all. Well, it's not the way to go, because what you really want to do, if you really feel like you're one with the universe and one with humanity, You need to find the common ground. Well, it's kind of hard to do in a ultra-conservative, ultra-liberal setting, except there is common ground. And what is that common ground? It's distrust of the government. I mean, honestly, that's the one thing it seems like both sides agree on. Yet, did we really talk about that? Did we really talk about how our government's really not serving us? Did we talk about, why are we paying so much in tax when tax money is going all these places I don't want it to go? Why don't we have like a 10% tax and a checkbox, and you can just check off where you want your money to go? What would that look like? So maybe if you're a liberal, that might have been an interesting meeting point with some of the conservatives who also feels like they're not being served by their government. And you guys know I don't talk about politics or this kind of stuff very often, but as long as I'm on my big soapbox today, as long as, we feel like we're being watched by the media and recorded and all our data is being mined, and as long as we're going to be so observed in the world, why don't we make sure that what we stand for and what we say is something we need people to hear? I guess what I'm trying to say is that if you're spiritually growing, but you're staying connected and grounded, there's a huge opportunity to make a change in the world. I mean, I still go on protest when something comes up that I feel strongly about. And I think it's fine if you don't want to point out all the things that are wrong in the world. That's okay, as long as you are pointing out what the right thing to do is. So I guess the point of this video entirely is just twofold. One is, don't get caught up in too many things that are drawing your attention away from what's going on in life, because it isn't all about you. You're going to get right back into an ego thing if it's all about what you can get for yourself, right? And the second part of that is, you are a source of light. So yes, continue to grow, continue to build that heart, continue to get a better understanding and a better compassion for your fellow man, and stand up for them when you need to. Be there for them when they need you. Be that source of light when there is darkness. The dorky old guy has spoken. Thank you. Seriously, thank you guys for watching, and I welcome any of your comments or opinions down below. There will be some information on the course I was talking about earlier in the description box, as well as any other links you might need. Hey, thanks again for watching. Have a great day. Go make a big change in the world today.